Welcome to 7 Degrees Funny Podcast.
Funny
podcast.
That's right. We're not funny yet, but we're
We
getting
we
there.
know somebody.
Yeah, we know somebody.
And this is
Okay.
one somebody. Here we go. We got somebody.
Who
I
do we have?
recognize it now you say
Yeah,
it.
good.
Yeah.
That's what I want
We-
people to say. Who do we have today? What's your name, young man? This is
Not important.
It's not important, but
This is
Tell us
Compton
anyway.
Smith.
Smith.
Please
Hello.
introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, Compton Smith. That pretty much gets it.
Comedian.
What-
What do you,
What do you
come on.
want to know? You want to hear the resume?
Yeah, you just hear the
put
resume.
some
Let's hear the
bio
resume.
in-
Oh man, how far you want to go back? David Copperfield. I am born. I grew up.
I don't know. Let's go back to when you were born.
I was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Grew up in Mobile, Alabama until high school. Got run over by my first flatbed trailer while I was there. Moved to Ohio.
But you still had the arm.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow,
Yes.
so you ran over.
That was round 2.
Jeez.
That was the more recent one. But yeah, moved to Ohio, graduated high school there, bounced around college a couple of years. We can get into that if you want.
Where
And
at?
let's see, I graduated from the University of Cincinnati with my undergrad. I went to LSU, University of West Alabama. Did a little bit of a summer stint at University of South Alabama here.
Just seeing how many you could
Mobile.
get kicked out of, or what?
There was a woman involved.
Yeah.
There
Okay.
always is.
Yeah.
You were just following her around, kind of thing.
No, I moved for her a couple times.
That's the same. That's
Or at least one of them.
Checks out.
that's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there were the casino days, and then let's see, after that there was the back into
Casino days.
MMA.
I want to talk about casino days.
I was
All right.
going to say that. Let's hear more about I've heard
What'd you do
say
at the
something.
casino?
Yeah.
So I started out in the casino as a front desk agent for a very specific reason.
What does a front desk?
At the hotel, like I was just working at the
You-
hotel.
okay, you just like the front desk person. Okay.
But I knew I wanted to be a casino host, and I had two options. I could learn.
May I ask, what does the host do?
The casino hosts are the people that take care of the rich folks.
Ooh, that
Oh, so
sounds-
you're like, let me get you to the
Yeah.
good table, or get you good drinks. Or
Way
what-
better than that.
Oh.
Corporate. I had corporate credit card. I had limousines on call. I was required to play golf and go to dinner with so many clients per week. Like,
like
it's a pretty cushy job.
I think I
It's very
get
Dang,
cushy
you got
dude,
the
that's pretty
personality.
cool.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
got to
it's
be a
fucking
people
fun.
person. Yeah, you just like connect with people and schmooze them.
Yep.
And that's
But
what it
isn't
is.
dealing with rich people kind of the worst?
Until you see a bunch of them lose their money and you feel bad, and then you're like, oh,
They're just like me
that's-
now.
Yeah, that's somebody's grandma.
So bad with money. Yeah, I know, and they're getting taken advantage of.
Oh.
Me, yeah.
Casino.
Pretty,
We
these
won't
little
name them.
pretty boys like me,
Yeah,
man.
that's right, that's
But
right.
I started at the hotel front desk because I needed to know the casino hosts that were going to hire me. So I got to know them really well because I can learn a computer system in a matter of days. And I slow rolled my way right into the department and ended up, I was a casino host. I was the youngest casino host in the third largest grossing revenue casino per head in the country. I was the
Right.
youngest player development executive
Mm.
at the number 3 per capita fucking money making, yada yada yada. So there's a lot of big titles in there. Most of them play
I got
golf and
number
fucked off.
one. I got number one in my ROTC saber drill competition.
That's way cooler.
That-
Just
That's
saying.
way cooler.
I say it's a
That's
lateral move, but for sure. Nah,
Yeah.
for
For
sure.
sure.
A little cooler, to be
Yeah.
honest, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Lamar, we're
Hey.
give him his flowers.
Okay.
So what do you
sorry,
want to
that's
hear about the
awesome.
casino days? Do you want to hear about like
So
the,
how long were you there?
I was there for 6 years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Moved up quick.
Yeah, and honestly, what I feel like, don't skip ahead, but right now I'm asking myself because I'm kind of been in a similar situation. Don't want to assume how much money he made, but it sounds like from beginning to end, at least a moderate amount. And what I'm wondering now, we won't skip to it, but what made you give all the money up to do comedy, which we know is not real lucrative until you've been.
Was it the car wreck?
Here's the bracket I was in. Now we're a decade. We're 2 decades away from the car wreck.
Okay.
No, in the casino industry, here's the context clue for my tax bracket. In 2004, when Acura came out with a 4-door TL remodel,
I like that. I remember that.
yeah, I sprung for the 6-speed manual transmission.
Yeah, because it's
That's-
a Honda, and you know those run like a top,
Yeah.
and that was a beast.
Yeah, man, it was tons of fun.
Damn.
That was the tax bracket I was in.
I got you. And I didn't want to pry, but you were thinking it too. I know.
Yeah,
How much money did you make? And
I don't know. I'm
but
not.
it was
I
a
don't
lot.
want to do the
No,
Bobby
no,
Altoff
but I'm just saying
move.
it was a lot, and
It's a lot for a 21-year-old.
yeah.
Yeah.
And for even I don't know. I just think about when friends of mine have had to make a choice between a real job future and taking a big risk on doing comedy. There's nothing more scary. Even
Yeah,
listening
like
to
giving up on
Yeah.
having a good life. Yeah.
Dude, we're still 2 decades away from comedy.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
really?
still
Oh.
a decade away from comedy. Yeah.
So this
Wow.
is just part of the pain that.
So
makes
what
it
happened
crazy.
at year 6?
Yeah.
So I was 26 when I left the casino industry to go back to school. I
For?
went to the University of Cincinnati. I originally went back for business because I was going to move again.
Business, you had an idea what you wanted to do? Like what was
Yeah, because I was in the casino industry. Like I knew that I could get a business degree and then go work at any casino. I wanted
Okay,
to,
so having a business degree in the casino, you can move up
Yeah.
a little bit better.
do whatever I wanted, go wherever I wanted, follow the lady around.
Oh,
that was what I
wow.
got.
And
Yeah.
just go from casino to casino.
Yeah, because there are casinos wherever you
And
go.
get
Yeah.
comped and probably get like stuff covered sometimes, or doing like did you go to conferences like marketing?
there was a
or
lot of that.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, and
Yeah, we took a plane full of golfers out to Las Vegas just so we could play TBC courses.
That's,
Wow.
We get some corporate thing where we can just play golf with
Dude,
losers that are-
not
No,
losers.
I mean, good people.
Good people with
Yeah,
good money
for
that
free.
want us around.
Yeah,
Stop.
losers. I hope you golfers out there watching this.
Dude, yeah, you're screwed.
we're not
It-
losers.
we can't perform in New Jersey. Now we can't get any corporate gigs.
Hey, I'm sorry, New
Derek
Jersey.
Shirley's burning bridges, bro.
I am. I'm
That's
sorry.
what podcasts are for.
Yeah, that's what, dude.
That's
I'm,
good.
yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
so. Let's burn a bridge.
Yeah.
Dude.
Let's see who goes harder.
Just kidding.
I saw you writing a lot of jokes when you were 27 and 28 in line after Lamar. I'm just saying, quick cut. I saw you being man like us in a good way and writing jokes in your head about these Jersey cucks. But we'll come at that later. Pick up a woman. You're still chasing the same woman. She must have been great. Like, tell me without telling me any specifics. Was she great, or did you just think she was great at that time, knowing what you know now?
Her husband hates me,
Oh.
This makes me want to know.
and he has never met me.
Oh, wow.
So
How about
hard to that. I relate so hard to that
Yeah,
in
there you
a
go.
sincere
You
way.
were the mistress.
No, I was the high school never find another one of those.
I got
So there was a
one.
lot of back and forth and back and forth.
Wait, so she was married the entire time?
yeah, ever since
you
a
were just-
sophomore in high school, she's been married.
What?
Oh, he's being sarcastic. I thought he was. I'm a little stoned. I'm not really. That's for entertainment purposes. We don't talk about drug references on this. I'm stoned with I'm floored. I'm speechless, is what I mean.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's a bummer,
Okay.
man. That's a bummer.
Yeah, okay, so that's when I was 26. Got out of there, and when I went back to school, that relationship ended, and I shifted gears pretty hard because I was more interested in why I was good at being a casino host and a player development executive and all that stuff. And so I ended up in communications, and that led me into rhetoric, and that led me off the deep end into studying micro expressions and
Oh, wow.
deception detection, and I wrote an
wow.
entire theory of motives. Yeah, got in a 45-minute argument with a tenured professor
your-
about the definition of the topic of the class.
Do you jerk off to Chris Voss?
No idea who that is, so thankfully no.
If it's not on tape, did it really happen? So I think
Exactly.
we can,
Wait, I'm not do you, but did you used to jerk off to Chris Voss?
I don't know who that is.
Oh, you don't know who that is? Okay.
He doesn't know these Dennis Miller obscure references.
Okay, sorry.
We'll look it up later.
He's,
Young
he
Jamie,
he
look
like
that up
he
for
wrote the book Never Split the Difference. He's like the hostage negotiator.
Is that the one you just showed me?
Yeah, we were
Yeah, see, I
talking about
like it. Lamar reads books, and I'm hanging out with a real smart person other than Compton.
Huh?
Yeah, just told me.
Where,
Don't you have a master's
why are you coming
degree?
down on me for never split the
Masters or-
difference? When did I
What do
split
you
the
have?
difference?
Oh, wait, split the difference. Oh, I got you.
I went to grad school for rhetorical theory. That's how dumb I am.
No, I know you're smart. I'm just saying, like, when he talks about books, it makes me.
I only
realize,
went to ninth grade. I don't know why you
I'm
think
from
I'm smart.
Mississippi, so that's equal. Like we're on the same.
Dyslexic.
Yeah.
I can't read,
As a
man. If it's not on
bachelor's of
tape,
a
I'm
bachelor's is
screwed.
it
I
in
have a
Mississippi?
bachelor's of throwing beer bottles and hitting signs from like the opposite end of my truck.
That's
Oh,
like
nice.
a GED in
Yeah,
Alabama.
I
Yeah.
have an associate degree. I'm an RN, and I've made more than my second ex-wife, and that
Don't
really
tell her
bugged
that.
her. That bugged her because she's a really proficient nurse practitioner. Anyway, let's talk about.
Did you tell her
Yeah,
that she
yeah.
just needs to work on a Kegel game? It'll be fine.
No, her
Like,
kilogram was great.
confidence comes
But
with
no,
practice.
Anyway, she didn't like that a man made more money, and I didn't care. I'd be a house husband because that was my first love. But I want to hear more about yours and your comedy journey.
God.
So
This is like
at
the
the end
50s.
of the year 6, you were done with her and you wanted to go and try something else.
No, we won't get too far into the weeds on the relationship stuff. But when
Yeah, we just asked.
when that ended, I was free to study whatever I wanted, and what I was interested in was the philosophy of communication.
Well,
I
okay.
like how, and I think that the persuasive aspects of communication are super important. Like, especially now in the social media era where we developed over a really long time these very specific communication skill sets that allowed us to sort through data very, very fast. And we have no idea how to do that with social media, which is one of the reasons we get sucked into it so hard. So it's super fascinating when you start to look at all of that from a communication standpoint.
This much data, even like
Yeah.
it's coming through. It's so. He's TikTok boy over here.
I don't get it.
15-second clips, baby.
Yeah, it's 15 seconds. Anyway,
I post 40. That's why I don't get no views.
Yeah, that's why you're struggling, man. You got to get it down there.
Well, it's so prevalent now.
People's attention span sucks.
Do you feel that helps in comedy doing the communication in a general sense? I thought you meant like radio, TV, but communication philosophy specifically. Do you feel like that transit? And we'll keep going with the story, but just right now, while flight of ideas, that's interesting. And if you can think on it, marinate, we'll come back.
No, it definitely translates. To tie it back into comedy goes way back to my youth because my dad was into comedy. And anytime we would go on a road trip, he would put this tape that he had recorded that was Gallagher's 4-hour leap year marathon
Wow.
in like 1984, whenever leap year was. And so when we would go on these long trips in the car, that's what we would watch, me and my little brother. So we could quote Gallagher. We didn't know what the fuck he was talking about most of the time. But we could quote all of his bits, like it's the Sledge-O-Matic thing. The Avon lady may ring your chime, but me and the Hammer just knock one time. Like, I can do the whole Sledge-O-Matic thing.
Even a killer.
Yeah. And if you listen to his wordplay jokes, genius. I mean, it's only like 3 minutes, 5 minutes worth of a bit, but it's fucking
Now I have to go
superb.
and like
Well, it's like
look up some videos again.
It's like sometimes like Jeff Dunham or Carrot Top, people that get notoriously shit on, who I think now have got their flowers. But hey, Gallagher too, known for smashing, him and his brother or cousin known for smashing
his
whatever
brother?
fucking fruits, but also had some good writing. You know, you remember?
Yeah. Well, he became a
I think
good
I've
comic,
never
and then
seen the
he
Gallagher set now.
really. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he did some good work.
I'm gonna look him up now.
There's a whole saga that need not be repeated here. You could do a whole episode on Gallagher's struggles.
Just his
Yeah.
personal struggles.
But
So
we were big into comedy. I liked Carlin growing up. One of the first big convergence points for me was when Mel Brooks says in History of the World Part 1, I'm a stand-up philosopher. And then when I started listening to Carlin and actually learning what Carlin was talking about, it was like, oh, okay, I see how stand-up comedy is philosophy. Like, I see what this is. And that led me to communications, even though the thought of being a comic never occurred to me. Like, I was an MC, I was a public speaker, but being funny, just the thought never occurred. So years later, after becoming an audio engineer and amateur MMA fighter, ended
what
up
was your name? Your nickname?
didn't have one.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's the tough guy. That's the guys that whip your ass. I'm from Mississippi.
Yeah,
and some
no.
of them will- yeah, anyway.
No, it's not. I decided I didn't like getting punched in the face. It's not my cup of tea.
I've been punched.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not my cup of tea.
Compton, the Flasher.
There was no guilt at that point in time.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
that could
The kilt-
distract him while you get him with the rope a dope or something.
Yeah, that's
Show
what
him
he.
the meaning.
That's what he calls it. The rope-a-dope.
I wish I could.
That was all undergrad. That only lasted until about 2009, and that was around the time that I hippied out
Yeah. So how
before
so?
grad school.
So you used to be clean shaven.
Oh, well, in the casino industry, GQ all the time, man. Suit and tie, like that was the job.
Dang, dude.
Had to look the part.
But that felt baller, at least initially. Did it ever feel baller when you were winding
Yes.
dining clients? Yeah.
Yes. When I was at like my peak fitness and I was wearing all the fitted shit and like John Wick,
Good
fitted
suits. And
shit.
good- Everybody will have
Yeah.
one, but yeah.
dude,
good
it's
suit.
fucking sexy.
It is.
You feel good,
Splurge.
dude, when you're rocking the obliques and shit, and you can see that through your.
For those of
Yeah.
you late terms, that's cum gutters, obliques. It's right above your cum gutters. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
Way to go,
It's
anatomy
not a
physiology guy.
drug
Way to go,
reference.
nurse.
Twitch,
Who's only off by
said
like a
we
whole
can't do
major
drug-
muscle group.
Drug references. Anyway, sorry, Lamar. It wasn't a drug reference. Keep going. But yeah,
I
you were
know
good.
it wasn't, but it was funny. It was funny.
It was a
Just
cum
caught
gut-
me off
It was
guard,
a cum
bro.
gutter reference, and it's New
Just
York.
caught me
League.
off guard, bro.
Perfect.
Caught me off guard.
But look, GQ,
Something to
John
aim
Wick.
for.
This is why you need to be here for every podcast.
Well,
You
I
can't
try
be
to.
skipping out, bro.
I try to. I pick up funny boys that are young across like in Florida. Wait, for comedy, not just funny.
They're
boys.
adults.
They're adult boys, but they're funnier, and I take them across state lines to be funny for other people for money sometimes, and they're just comedians. Anyway, keep.
I was
going.
gonna say you're kind of like the Mark Norman of this podcast, and then after you said that, you're
On a way-
definitely the Mark Norman of this
on a
podcast.
way lower level. It's like 8 Mile, but way less interesting and with comedy. Anyway, I'm sorry, my mouth is so fucking dry.
Tossing shade for no
Is that
reason.
my sippy cup?
Mark Norman.
No.
Just jealous. That dude's hilarious.
So, what's
Casino
the-
industry, back
what's
to
the-
school,
What's the time?
grad school. I don't know.
Oh, this is right again. I've kept it so long. It's right again.
You finally back to real time, James Bond?
Yes, I am. It's 4:10.
4:10. Huh?
No, that is not correct.
Oh shit, 3:10.
So it's 5:10.
Yeah, 5:10.
There we go.
Okay. 5:10.
Still on. Sorry,
So-
guys.
That's actually a good place to end it. We like to keep it under 30
Yeah.
minutes.
Hey, we can pick it back up because we don't have
Great.
any other people that want to be on this yet, but there will be soon. I feel like. And
I'll come back and we can actually get to the part where I started doing comedy.
yes, and we could ball gag me not to get the boner, just so I'll shut the fuck up and let you talk. I'm sorry.
Oh, you
Yeah,
just you asked
what are
for
you
too
doing
much of
after?
this
What are you
story.
doing after the mic? You gotta go eat somewhere.
I'm down. It depends on how if we get done early enough, I'm gonna try and hit another mic. But if not, we'll come do this.
Okay.
And if not, I'll
That's
come back
it.
next Wednesday.
And I love a lot of mics, but I'm pledging allegiance to yours right now because that's what I want to do. And if I make it in time for another one afterwards, it's a happy incidental. I feel
Well,
the same way you do.
Well, that's good because it's not just my mic; it's kind of y'all's mic.
Right, that's what I
Told
didn't
you.
want to say, but anyway,
I'll
me
say.
and him know. Yeah, good. Hey, props. We're giving flowers to Lamar, DeFore, and Derek Shirley because it's our mic. So fuck off if you didn't know that. Just
Oh, it's our mic.
yeah, I knew. I just didn't want to tell you.
Oh, it's our.
Make you
Is
so
it
nervous.
mine and his
We're-
mic?
Yeah, it was,
My mic. Y'all are gonna run it. How
Okay.
about that?
I'm
Okay.
fine with that. Let's go.
Okay. well,
Woo! Let's go.
What are we doing?
This
I'll
is the
tell you
proof of
later.
concept for the next level up.
We're gonna show.
I've
That's-
already
that's
ran
enough.
mics and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
need
oh
to.
yeah. We're gonna show them.
How long you been running mics, Lamar?
3 years.
3 years.
Fuck yeah!
I ran a mic in Augusta, and as soon as I got here, I started mics. I was in Milton. I ain't new to this shit.
Right.
Look at him. We kept him going. He
I
thought
know.
he was
And-
about to punch out.
I heard. I won't name any names, but the other night it was after a cool show somewhere in Florida, like where I got paid real money, which is a novel concept. But a lot of
Right.
the folks that are doing well in comedy, were talking about going to 2 of your mics, especially the 10 o'clock one at the
I
Court
know.
opening,
But
and try and edgier bits, and it wasn't like a revelation, but you get to take risks at that one. And sometimes it was 4 comics, like and sometimes it was
no, I had
Fucking
2
lit.
regulars. I had 2 regulars. All right.
That's all you
They
need.
were there every week. My 2 regulars.
That's what you need.
And I loved them. And they told me like I wasn't. I got off Facebook and Instagram, so they were like the people on Facebook and Instagram telling me the drama of stuff.
Oh
that's a
no!
good spot. But well, anyway, I like.
Hey, I didn't know. Not a spy. They were talking about. I'm talking about like the drama of the world.
Oh Oh, I thought you just
like,
meant
oh,
there's
Drake's
so much-
doing this, or
I thought you meant local.
no,
Like, tell me,
no,
you can't stop
no,
like that.
no,
Which
not
we know
that.
that's
How
in
would
any
they know
scene.
local comedy drama?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm stoned. And I'm not.
They
If you
worked.
take- if
They
you take
worked
the
every
names-
other day of the week.
If
They
you
could
take the
never-
names out, it's the same bullshit in every comedy scene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
plug and
care.
play, man. It's plug and play.
I know. And yeah.
That's why it's put your head down, do your reps, and go be funny for the people that want to see
That's
it.
right. And that's what we were
Exactly.
just saying. If you worry about being funny, you don't even have to worry about anything else. Just live your life, go up as much as you can, and be funny. If you don't, if other good stuff will happen. That's the best advice I've ever heard from anybody I've respected.
I can say this: the difference between year 1 and year 7 is comedy is eventually a meritocracy. You got to suffer through some bullshit when you first get into it, but eventually, it is a meritocracy, and there is a point
What's
where
a meritocracy?
you could.
Rest on your laurels. You can bring it right now. No, go.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
it-
yeah,
what's-
yeah.
what's the
It
definition of
means that
I went to ninth grade. I'm
People-
asking a fucking question.
people get the credit they deserve.
Yes.
Like you can hate on somebody all you want to,
Oh,
but
so
if
it's
they're
like-
killing and everybody's laughing, you can't say they're not funny.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Merit.
So,
that makes sense.
there
Merit.
is-
Stand
Merits.
on your laurels. If you don't have good laurels, you can't stand on
Yeah.
shit.
Mm.
Comedy wise.
And there's some people that are not great comics that are gatekeepers that will try and keep people down and have opinions about shit. But what matters is who gets laughs.
That's
Yeah.
right.
True.
Like
That's
you
what
said,
matters.
Comedy is subjective, but what's not is laughs per minute.
Also,
when
I-
you don't like them, they get laughs.
Also, I think that before someone gets on a show, that there should be a level of crowd work that they should be able to do. At least being able to talk to the crowd and not just going up there and doing basically reading.
You're talking about having enough comics to hold people to standards.
Yeah.
I know, it's
Well,
crazy that we even have to acknowledge that, but that's what you need for a successful.
We are
thing.
we are
That's-
spoiled down here in that there are a lot of people that get a lot more stage time than they would in a larger city
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
for sure.
earlier. That's just facts.
And I've sat at home and been sore about it in my head, if I'm being honest with y'all, which I like to. I think y'all know I'm like, why not me? You know, my head is like, you don't have shit. You just started, dickhead. I have to tell myself that, and it's fine. And just worry about being funny in mics, and if good stuff happens, that's incidental. But you're right. You're right. They don't owe anybody anything. And if you know a connection, and maybe you're not as funny as the next guy, don't hate on them. Just be funnier and fucking don't worry about other people's.
Yeah,
trajectory.
eventually
why-
it might not be today, but you just gotta keep doing
Yeah.
the right thing,
Worry
keep
about you
doing
and
the
your
good,
friends.
the funny thing, and
That's
then
why they say you can't get famous in your hometown.
mm,
Don't even try.
Be a big fish in a small pond. So fucking
that's why we're doing the podcast.
Just get funny. Just do the reps. Get funny, and as you get funny, people will recognize that, and they will say, "I'd way rather have somebody that's funny on my show than all these losers that aren't." And
It'll work itself out, like you said
Yeah.
earlier, and you said earlier.
Yeah.
It'll work itself out. You know, I don't remember if we started rolling, but I think you said it.
It's good, you know.
another thing I've learned after 7 years is it doesn't matter how much you poke the fire; it's all going to burn eventually.
Oh yeah, everything. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Everything kind of has an end.
it all just does its thing.
So you might as well write another set about it burning because it's eventually going to happen.
Well-
That's what I think.
Well, once
Yeah.
it's on fire, you're not going to reach in there and grab it.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
you
yeah,
could.
let it go. Life changes and comedy
Yeah.
changes, and you got to
Yeah.
evolve with it.
And like you say that, and it makes me think: if I smell smoke in the beginning, should I go in there?
Sinking ship, go down with a sink that you know is sinking. in.
That's going to eventually sink out. What's the energy? You know, why put that energy in that?
No, because I'll tell you why. Because you can't stop. It's a weird compulsion. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not. Help me understand what you're saying. I don't think I get it.
If you already
If
know
you're going into a
comedy-
weird space,
if you know comedy specifically, because you know is a sinking ship. Like you know, it's mainly close to mentally ill people getting no money, and in the hopes of having, in addition to being funny, like you said, just worry about being funny. Let's say 10, 15 years in, still funny, still good friends that you're doing features, headlining maybe. and you gotta have to have such an insane amount of luck to make any modicum of success. No, you can still be in the green and be successful, but I'm saying, do you feel like that as a comic, specifically that and you already know that it's a life of mainly lonely driving, and that's relative, but it's a life that can be not real glamorous, and it can be tougher than anything that you've ever done, and you've done a lot of hard things and a lot of challenging things and gone through a lot of things, and I don't speak for you, but with all that, knowing that, do you feel like when you went in or felt like you were really going in your mind, not just fucking around anymore, do you feel like you were going down with a sinking ship and I'm going to be as funny as I can before whatever trope, insert cliche comedy trope happens,
I like what
partying
you're
too
saying.
hard or letting a girl fuck you up or letting a comic get you so hated and so, like hatred come out. And I'm speaking hypothetically, but obviously I want to know, like, knowing all that, do you feel like it's worth it? And when you might catch one of those comedy diseases,
Like, is it worth it going out and being around that when you can go somewhere else
knowing
to
this
do?
is just a hard job, and saying I can go back to being a balling ass
right.
casino. If
Yeah.
like, that's an
Oh,
example.
well, I'm never gonna walk away from comedy.
Why is that?
Like,
Is it because it's so glamorous? That's what I'm saying. Like,
because
what
it's
makes
hard. The reason I got into it is because it's hard.
That's what I
It's
wanted
the
to hear.
smallest group of professionals you can be a part of.
Yeah.
And even if you're good at it, it's fucking hard.
Especially if you're good at it, then it's harder to eat shit. If you got two people and a bunch of comics, but you still do it and do your set like a G, and I respect that. That comes from reps and knowing that it bees like that in the fucking ebb and flow. It might be hot as fuck the next day. You got to be ready, But yeah, you're picking something that's so fucking such a bummer because the better you get, it hurts more. Does it hurt more for you to not do a good set, even though you know it was good? Yeah,
It's easier. It gets easier because, well, granted, I'm not Dave Chappelle bombing in front of a bunch of people that bought tickets, but normally if I bomb, it's at somewhere between an open mic and a feature, so it's not a high stakes situation.
Sure. I like that. I like going in thinking that. Anyway, I'm sorry.
And there are a lot of times where I'll just hit mics before shows, knowing I got to get a bomb out of the way. I haven't done that in a while, but I say that maybe to cover my ass.
Dude,
Sometimes you just got to get the bomb out of the way.
I've had 4 good sets at Odd Colony right in a row, and I'm like, bro, the next
coming.
one.
Bomb last night?
It's coming.
No,
Or
wait.
The night, did you? I didn't
No,
go
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah.
That was the set I was showing you.
I did that. Wasn't a bomb. Okay, good. But yeah.
And I'm just like, it's
Talking about
on
what
its
you're
way, and I'm just like, oh,
That's a smart idea. Go to a mic
head
before
off.
you're
probably
going.
tonight. Probably
I'm
tonight.
ready to get out of the way too because I've had some I wouldn't say I ate some shit, but I told one or two jokes in between my fingers last night, new ones, and it felt good. But yeah, I need to bomb hard and get it out of the way. Like y'all saying.
But it gets easier because it's such a learning, or the learning curve gets so drastically different that if I bomb, I'm not going to beat myself up because I know enough about what I do that I can go back and be like, oh, okay, this is the joke where I lost him. I misstepped here. The shitting timing there. Bad joke selection.
Yeah.
Like I can piece it apart and be like, okay, I could have done better.
Yeah.
And then you find a way to own it as opposed to
Try to
sulking
fix
about
it and try doing. I'd like to try doing exercises to fix things like that.
Mhm.
Like if I identify something that I'm struggling at, I will bomb for months working on it.
Just trying to get it there.
Dude.
And then if I bomb and because I stepped on my own punchline, sometimes I like to acknowledge that I'm a human being in front of everybody and real vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm the
People
police
love
like,
that.
can I do
You're
it one more
super
time?
vulnerable.
And then they laugh out of sympathy. But anyway, you gotta that's
You're so
what-
sensitive.
Hey, man.
I think all good
Vulnerable.
comics man
To get a laugh.
Pot calling a motherfucking kettle black.
Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm sensitive.
Yeah. Well,
Don't touch me.
All right, I think I got you up to about 45 minutes there.
I
Didn't
know.
I?
All
I
right.
want to hear more, but anyway,
This
you're
is
the boss.
this is
Well,
good.
now-
This
now
is-
we
we're
do
at
know
30
we have
minutes.
to be there.
We're at 32. That's perfect.
And let's
30
do
minutes.
this one at.
Nice.
I'll do a 1 and a 2 and a. Thank you for 7. This has been
Yeah.
7.
How about he say it?
Yeah.
How about he
Okay.
say it?
No. You say
Say
it.
it. Just be like, this has been 7.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys, and this has been
7
7 degrees of
funny podcast.
Yes.
And we're on our way to go to a open mic at
Past 11.
la 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 la